because it's not a very nice day, you know, because I didn't have time to do it because everything kept happening. Just about done and ready to pull out. It seems colder than it ever has on this trip. Hello my friends, it's Saturday, March 16th, about 10 a.m. Winds from the southwest at 20 miles per hour today, but it is bright and sunny. It's 53 degrees. It's going to change a little bit, and we'll talk about that later. I made it in here to Easy Living Bait Shop to pick up a fishing license. Might do a little fishing, and we're going to be marching into spring on gusty winds. Stay with me. I've arrived at my camping site for tonight. In back of us is the Hennepin Canal and my bicycle. This was about a 2-mile ride from the bait shop, and gonna flip screens here and we're gonna go in. This is the site I scouted out about 3 weeks ago, back in February, when I camped a little further west down, maybe a quarter mile down, and I pre-scouted this. Said I was going to come back, and here I am. Hey everyone, Steve here. That's the Rock River behind us. I moved my initial camp down about 30 yards from where I was going to go. It's a little muddy down there, and we're going to get some very high winds coming up. It's already coming in from the west now, shifting northwest. So I had to find a place where I could tarp. Let me switch screens here. I think there's an anchor point there for a tarp. This is facing west, that tree's facing north. So if I angle the tarp, which is not very big, and clear this area, that's where I can set stuff up and cook and everything, and room for a fire. And the most level place to pitch a tent is behind, right here. So I'm gonna have myself a little drink. I'm thirsty, and I'm gonna get to work. Well, I had the tarp up and thought it was gonna be okay, but the grommet already broke out. So I have a second idea for a tarp. If that fails, then there'll be no tarping today in this wind. That's too bad, because this was working until it gave way. Everyone, it's coming up on 4 p.m. It's 55 degrees, feels colder because the winds are 27 miles per hour now, sustained wind gusts. I have no way of telling you, but granted, they'll be at least 5-10 miles per hour more than that. So at times heading into 40 mile per hour gusts. I've had some trouble. The tarp didn't work out. The grommet broke right away. But I'm not giving up on that yet. I have another thing I'm going to try later, but I had to get on the tent, and I'm going to show you some things that I had to do. Okay, the tent I'm using is my One Tigris Stella 4th season tent. I've already used it, and it works great. Tonight, it's 55 now, but it's supposed to get down to 30, maybe low 20s. It won't be a problem with this tent. The one problem has been the wind, but I think I can fix it. I watch Luke from the Outdoor Gear Review a lot, and he did a review on this. That's what got me to buy this, and I'm glad I did. But he said the one weakness it may have is holding up against heavy winds, and it does need a little bit of work. And let me show you what I've had to do. This tent only has two guy lines, one on each side there. And they're not even adjustable, so you manually have to adjust those. Under normal circumstances, that's fine for the outer, but the winds are coming out of the west northwest, 27 mile per hour to 40 gusting. I put up these additional guy lines manually. This one, that one, and I think this is going to do the job. This front part, the front vestibule, is also staked down because I won't be using that. The winds are going to shift more out of the north as the temperature drops, and I'm facing the north. That's the Rock River. So this is the east side of the tent. This is fine. This is the only side that's really not getting it, but of course when it switches to the north, I won't be able to cook here. But so this back entrance, because this tent has two doors, is the one I'll have to be using that's facing south. Of course, I've got that staked down, the vestibule. Got to keep this outer taut on each corner. You can manually adjust that. A lot of manual adjustments with this tent. So compared to when I first staked it up, this tent is going to do great, but I'm going to have to continue to make adjustments on these added guys, which I will do. So it's getting close to dinner time, or I should at least have a snack, so we'll catch up with you later. And I'm still going to see if I can figure out some type of tarp situation sheltered from the wind so I can cook outside and sit outside. So hang with me. Hey y'all, it's time for an update. It's about 6:40 p.m. Winds are still very gusty, 25 mile per hour sustained, and who knows what the gusts are up to. It still feels like 40 to me at times, but I got camp figured out after a struggle getting started, but I knew it was going to be this way. I wanted to see how I could deal with the wind, how I could adapt with my equipment, and I've done fine. It's taken a lot of time. I'm so hungry. I skipped lunch because I didn't have time to do it because everything kept happening. So I'm going to take you for a little walk around camp, and then it's going to be dinner time. After that, fire. Okay, let's take a look around camp. Clouds have rolled in. You can see the sun about to set in the background. I'm not sure what time it does, but I know don't have much time left. But here's the Rock River. I've got the tent all figured out. I had to put up 3 or 4 extra guy lines because this tent is a little unsturdy on its own with just the 2 provided guy lines on each side. So I made adjustments. I have to adjust it manually a lot. Here's my bike. All right, I figured out a solution. I had my big tarp right here, and the eyelet trashed out within 15 minutes of getting it set up over there by those trees. But I adapted, and I've gotten myself a space to cook. I've got a extra footprint from an old tent, which I no longer have. That's a story I'm going to tell you later. Why would I have a footprint, not a tent? Well, there's a story. A funny, bad, and a learning one. So I got the stove set up. Protection from the north, protection from the west. I got my chair in here. This is enough to cook. It'll be a little windy up around my head, but this is enough to cook and sit. I've got a little fire pit built. There's so much wood around here. I've got wood gathered, all of this, in about 15 minutes just from around the site. So anyway, I think it's beautiful here in March, with spring coming on officially in a couple days. And yeah, things are working out. I knew it would be a struggle setting up. I knew I would run into problems, and I got them figured out. The good news is the winds are going to decrease as the night goes on, down to like 15, 12, 9 at one point, but tomorrow back up. So that's it, and we'll see in a little bit when it's dinner time. It's dinner time and I'm hungry. What do we got here? We got some Army ready to eat meals. Just warm them up and eat them Santa Fe style, brown rice and beans. And this is the chicken burrito bowl. So let's get this stove going, and I'll come back to you in a little bit. Got my nice fire going for ambience. One thing about this weather, it's not hard to keep a fire going. Well, it's ready. I'm gonna have myself a sausage and cheese stick and some corn nuts. I'm gonna throw the corn nuts right in the chili burrito bowl. I think it'll be good. All right, time to eat. This is one of my favorite, the chicken burrito bowl. I bought a case of these. I'm going to try some dehydrated stuff, but I didn't know much. I thought I'd get a good deal buying a case, but the dehydrated stuff are lighter and easier in some ways. But anyway, this is good with corn nuts in it. I wanted to tell you that story about why I have this footprint here that I'm using for a wind block on this very windy night. When I started out late last summer, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. My very first trip didn't even happen. I packed up my bike, way too much gear, way too heavy gear. I didn't tighten the tent holder. The tent was in a slick bag. I had my jams on. I'm like, Yes, I'm started. This is going to be great. Yeah, about halfway there, I realized my tent was gone. It had slipped out of the tent holder on the handlebars, and I was oblivious because I had the music, my earbuds blaring. I wasn't paying attention. And I lost a chair, an expensive one, on the back because my pack job was so bad. I went home with my tail between my legs, but the next weekend I went right back out and I got a little bit better. So that's how I started, and I'm still learning, but I'm making some progress, and I'm glad to have you along here with me, watching and listening to these stories. I was out so much money that night. I told my family about it. They felt bad for me, but it was a learning experience. It's hot chocolate time. Oh yeah. I'll drink a little bit and chat some and sit around by the fire. And then it's tent time. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Oh, that's good. That stuff I was squirting in there is a French vanilla, sugar-free. And I'm about out of it. I'm gonna have to pick some up. The only time I use it is when I go out camping, but I really look forward to it. You know, some thoughts of my past. Years ago, when I was drinking, St. Patrick's Day was my favorite time of the year, all because of drinking. You know, I would take the day off work, I'd take the next day off work and just drink myself into oblivion. But I was younger, and as time went on, it didn't get quite as fun. So this July 11th, it'll be 8 years that I've been sober. My life has changed a lot. Today, downtown, the Quad Cities, they do a big St. Patrick's Day. It's a bi-state parade. Since I live on the border of Iowa and Illinois, it's a big deal. They go to both sides, and boy, it must have been windy for them. But everyone was out doing that, and I mean everyone goes to that. And here I am, 25 mile per winds, 30, 40 gusts. I'm battling the elements out here by myself. But it's my choice, and right now in my life, I wouldn't have it any other way. This is my relaxation. Oh, that hot chocolate's the best. I'm gonna have a quiet night in the tent. Tomorrow, I think I'll get up before the wind picks up and maybe do a little bit of fishing. So we'll catch you all in the tent, and I'll say good night. Checking in with y'all. Hey, it's about midnight. 41 degrees outside, and holy cow, 70 degrees inside here. This heater, it really does the job. I guess I have had it on a couple hours. I've been, you know, looking through Facebook, looking at the Justin Fields trade, checking out YouTube, and boy, time really got away from me. But I've got a couple of remarks here. As soon as I flip screens, I'm going to check with you, and then I'll be signing off for the night. So it's been an interesting day with these high winds, and it's something I expected, and part of the reason why I wanted to come, I wanted to see how my equipment would hold up and develop some strategies, and I followed through on those. I had to make decisions on the fly when unexpected things came up, and do a little improv, and I think I did a good job of it. So it was a good day. So I'm going to see you in the morning. Good morning, folks. It's a little after 8 a.m. and happy St. Patrick's Day to you. Well, it's been kind of a wild night, to say the least. Unlike what the forecast said, the winds really didn't diminish throughout the night. There were periods where they did a little bit, but it really revved up about 5 a.m. for sure. The last time I was outdoors was 3 a.m. I had to take a leak, and I checked on my makeshift tarp, and it was still standing. But up until now, because I went outside again and came back, the tarp's down. So sometime between 3 and who knows, 6, 7, 8. But that's okay, because I don't cook breakfast usually. I have a cold breakfast, and I'll probably just have breakfast in the tent here. When I woke up, actually when I just got up, because I woke up several times, but that's normal. It's 32 degrees outside, and it was 38 in the tent. And let me switch screens here. So I turned on the little buddy right before I went outside, and that was only 10 minutes ago, and it's already 46 degrees in here. So I'm going to sit inside here for a little bit. We're going to struggle to hit 40 degrees outside today, but at least it is sunny out. So I'm going to stay in here for a little while longer. I'm going to have a little breakfast and relax, and wait till the winds diminish a little bit. Then I'm going to decide if I want to get up, pack up right away because of this wind, or if I want to spend some time around camp. Usually my second day, I don't leave camp. The last time I was out, it was so nice I didn't leave camp until 3 o'clock. But this week's going to be different because this wind has just been a challenge, but I've gotten through everything really well, considering. Winds are still gusty, saying they're 20 mile per hour sustained now, but I'm still getting the gust. I haven't had a big gust since I've had this camera on, but it's okay, because that's what I knew what was coming, and I expected it, and actually got through it better than I had anticipated. So hey, I'm gonna catch up with you later, and I'll give you an update soon. You have yourself a great day. Hey, I finally made it outside. It's about 11 a.m. I've just been lounging in the tent because it's not a very nice day. You know, winds are still 20-25 mile per hour sustained, gusty. So I was gonna go fishing, scratch that. I'm just gonna pack up, and it's still been a good trip. I learned a lot, came through with some adversity, and came out on top, I thought. I had to have my packing up fire. It just lifts your spirits. Have some tunes going too. Just about done and ready to pull out. It seems colder than it ever has on this trip. says it's 36 degrees. The winds are still about 20, but it's raw today. So thankful for the trip, but I'll be thankful to get home. Well, my friends, this concludes another adventure. Thank you for joining me. That's the Hennepin Canal behind us. It's 36 degrees. The winds are still at 19 miles per hour and gusts higher than that. I took on the winds of March and I adapted. I made adjustments and I came out on top. We'll see you next time. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy these videos, and take care and be good to yourself and one another. Bye now.